of the sargas. What was in first sarga, what was in second sarga, third, and we are currently doing fourth sarga. We came through till 19th sloka last time. So first sarga was called Samkshipta Ramayanam, right? That we all know. So what was second sarga? One at a time. Second sarga.
Balakanda, I think fourth sarga.
No. We are right now in Balakanda fourth sarga, correct. But what is the content of second sarga? First sarga is Samkshipta Ramayanam, where Narada comes. Valmiki asks him about some great person of 16 qualities. He replies with detailed list of qualities.
Yeah, and second sarga was where Valmiki came and wanted Narada to write the Ramayanam.
Explain.
Yes.
So that is the first sarga, right? That is the first sarga.
Wait, what?
That is the first sarga.
That is the first sarga.
The second sarga, Valmiki came and wanted Narada to write the.
No, not Narada. So
Sorry,
first
no,
sarga,
wanted Valmiki to write.
huh?
Brahma Valmiki to write.
Correct. Why does that happen? Before that, what is the second chapter?
The Manishada Slokam.
Manishada sloka, correct. So Valmiki then, after listening to Narada, he sets out to Sarayu, not Sarayu, Tamasa Tira. Tamasa is the Nadi there. So he sets out there for his Marjanikam, and then is so pleasantly seeing everything. Those two crouch birds are also playing. This Nishada fellow kills one of them. That's when he utters Manishada, and then very regretfully he says, why did I say that? But students already caught it. Hey, there is some rhyme in this line. They didn't care about the content. They liked the rhythm part of it. That's when Brahma enters his ashram and says, don't worry, Matchanda Deva, Te Brahma. And he says, Saraswati is flowing through you. And so he asks him to compose. And what is third sarga?
Third sarga is when Valmiki imagines the whole Ramayana.
Not imagines, but let's call it visualizes.
Recollects and experience.
Right. Yeah. So in a way, he's composing his table of contents. It's all bullet points again. What should I compose is what he's contemplating. And fourth sarga?
Fourth sarga is now when we actually started the real Balakanda.
So what is it?
Where we had Lavkusha.
So it started with Praptarajyasya Ramasya. Now that Rama got back his Rajyam, and that's where he ended it. And he was thinking, how will I propagate this? How will this go into people, into masses? And that's when, as he was thinking, these two young children have come and held his feet, they said. Pado agrahata, which means they did namaskara, pada namaskara. And then he read, yes, these are the two ones. And so he taught them. And then they gave their demo after they gave their first rehearsal to all the munis and sadhus. And so that's where we completed, right? And the 19th sloka. Pravishyata vubhau, 18th was Pravishyata vubhau sushtu tada bhavam agayatam sahitau madhuram raktam sampannam swara sampada. Right? The swara sampada was sampannam, was totally fulfilled, achieved, accomplished. That means it was so beautifully, melodiously sung. So we'll start from 19th sloka onwards. There is a small, some people, not some, at least one of them say that this 19th sloka onwards, probably, or 20th onwards, till 25th. So 20th to 25th, some people say they were probably not there in all the texts. It doesn't matter. It is very, what do you say, most of them accept that yes, this must be the original text itself because it is natural, right? And I recollect my own grandfather. So we'll go through that. So 19th shloka. Evam prashasya manautau.
एवं प्रशस्यमानो त्वं मानो
Evam prashasya manautau.
एवं प्रशस्यमानो तौ
तपस्लाघ्यैर्महात्मभिः.
तपस्लाच्यैर्महामभिः
महात्मभिः.
महात्मभिः
संरक्ततरमत्यर्थम्.
संरक्ततरमत्यक्तं
मधुरं पावगायताम्.
मधुरं पावदायताम्
मधुरं तावगायताम्.
मधुरं तावगायताम्
So evam prashasyamanau tau. Prashasyamanau means prashastihi. I think if you have heard that word prashasti is fame, popular fame, popular people. So prashasyamanau, those who are eligible to be popular, means those who are eligible to be excellent. Those two are so great. So evam, thus, tau prashasyamanau, those two, tau is in vivachanam. So in other languages we don't have that. Those two, it means tau prashasyamanau tapaha tapaslaghyaihi mahatmabhihi. Who are they being praised by? Tapaha slaghyaihi. By tapas, those who are Shlaghya is those who are, again, those who are reverable, what do you call, reverable, right? Those who are worshipable, those who are praiseworthy, which means all these munis to whom they gave the demo, right? These two gave the demo. Those munis are not ordinary munis. They are also, in turn, they are all revered people. They are all very honored people. So by such tapaha shlaghyayihi, they are honored by their tapas, by such people, and they are mahatmabhihi, by such mahatmas who are honored by their tapas. By such people, these two are being praised. Prashasyamanau tau. Why? Because samraktataram, rakta we said right last time. Rakta we think is blood. But rakta is one that it gives rakti. That means one which gives involvement, deep involvement into it. Emotionally, you get attached to that story, you get involved in the story, in the movie, in whatever, right? That is called rakti. So one that gives that rakti is rakta. Raktataraha, raktatamaha. So superlative, comparative, superlative. Raktataram, comparative. So relatively, Raktataram, involving you deeply in it. Atyartham. And the meaning, it is not just an ordinary, what do you say, a story, right? It is not just a story without any intent or without any message or anything like that. It's a, we also say, right, message-oriented movie, we say. Some of the movies, oh, there is a nice message-oriented movie, because the director had some intent there of conveying some better message. So likewise, this is atyartham. It has artha, it has a purpose, it has a meaning, it has spirit, which is atyartha, much more, much beyond or deep, fully loaded message oriented is called atyartham. So atyartham, madhuram, and it is also melodious. So how did these two, why they were prashasyamanau by these mahatmabhihi tapaslaghyayihi? Because they have rendered it so well that they have involved all the munis, atha samraktataram and atyartham. They have conveyed the message also. I mean, it was not just a musical symphony where nobody understands the lyrics of it, right? Yeah, it will sound good, but then no, there is no lyrics to it. There is nothing to understand there. Unlike that, here the artha is also conveyed atishaya, with the superlative degree of the conveying of the message of the story line. So samraktataram atyartham and madhuram, melodious, tavagayatam, they sang. Because they sang so well, by all these Mahatma tapashlaghi, they were praised. Pritaha kaschin. So now that they have completed the demo, now this format shows our culture. Prita kaschit munistabhyam
Pritah kaschin munistabhyam
samstitah kalasham dadau
samstitah kalasham lalau
prasanno valkale kaschit
prasanno valkale kaschit
dadau tabhyam mahayashah
tadau tabhyam mahayasha mahayashah.
So Pritaha, they were all pleased, because all these munis were pleased. Kaschit, one of them, Kaschit Munihi, one of those Munihi, Tabhyam, again dual in the, what they call it, object, meaning objective mode. That means these two, unto those two, Pritaha Kaschit Munihi, Samsthitaha, Samyak Sthitaha. That means he is totally involved there, he is deeply involved there, pleased. Kalasham Dadau, right? Kalasham is what we know, right? The water pot that they always carry with them to do achamanam, to give argham, etc. And to also give it as tirtham to others. So Kalasham Dadau. So one of the Muni gave Kalasham to these kids. Prasannaha Valkale Kaschit Dadau. Somebody else, Kaschit, another Muni, again Prasannaha, he is also pleased. So Pritaha, once Prasannaha, another term. Now how do I put this in English? Pleased, and what is the other one to say? I do not know. Pritaha, Prasannaha. To find a...
And appeased.
Huh? Appeased.
Appeased.
No, appeased is a negative word, at least in our Sangha and Shaka, right? Appeased means you are trying to please, and so you get pleased. That is appeasing, right?
Satisfied. Simple.
Satisfied. Prasannaha, no. Triptaha is satisfied.
Yeah, okay.
Prasannaha. Pritaha, once. Prasannaha, another adjective. Okay, let's take pleased only for now again. So another pleased Muni, Kaschit, Valkale Dadau, Valkalam, Diyatam Valkalam Tata. We remember, right? In the second chapter when Valmiki enters Tamasa Nadi, he asked Bharadwaja to give Valkalam. Valkalam, we said, is that banana bark tree based cloth. Banaras sari, they say. Likewise, the cloth which is made from the banana bark or banana trunk. So Valkale Dadau, or some other tree bark essentially. So somebody else gave Valkala. One of the Muni gave Kalasham, another Muni gave them Valkalam, Valkale. Valkale is in Dvivachanam. So two Valkale they gave. Tabhyam Mahayashaha. So the previous one was Samsthitaha Kaschin Munihi Pritaha. Pritaha Samsthitaha Kaschin Munihi Kalasham Dadau. Now Mahayashaha Prasannaha Kaschid Munihi Tabhyam Valkale Dadau. So somebody else gave Valkale, the dress, clothes. Anyaha Krishna Jinam Pradat. Somebody else gave Krishna Jinam. Krishna Ajinam. Ajinam is Krishna is deer. Ajinam is deer skin. Right? Have you, Leena or Prajna, have you seen deer skin used anywhere? Others would have seen. Oh, where did you see Panya?
I think in one, like it's a kind of, I think it was a Mahabharata movie.
Hmm.
Deer skin.
No, I think the movie, that is correct. Movie reference is correct. So essentially, that is used as a what do you say? As a purification layer on the place of your seat. If you're sitting somewhere and you want to do a very sacred work, or you want to do a divine task, then you sit on that Krishnajinam, on the deer skin. Some people also sit on lion skin, but one of those skins of a animal that is dried up, they would spread that as the skin, as the seat cover or something like that, right? So all these rishis and munis, they always carry a rolled, just like today nowadays, yoga mat. You always carry yoga mat, right? Wherever in a bag with you. So likewise, old time, all our vanavasis, so rishis, ashramavasis, they would always roll that Krishna janam or whatever janam and put it under the arm and carry it with them always. Because wherever they want to sit and do their dhyana, yoga practice, etc., they would spread that Krishna janam and sit on it. So another Muni gave Krishna janam, pradat. Pradat means dattavan, gave. Yajna sutram tatha paraha. Another Muni gave Yajna sutram. What is Yajna sutram? Sutram is thread, a long thread. Yajna sutram means upavitam, right? That all these vijas wear. So somebody else gave another Yajna sutram to it, because strictly those who follow Vedic calendar strictly, they have to keep changing their Yajna. On several occasions, they have to change. If there was a Maila Ashaucha, they have to change it. If there was a Pitru Paksha, etc., they have to change it. On a new festival, you have to change it. So you have to change several times. So you need a lot of copies of your Yajna. And so people always present, when they have a spare one, they present another one to these Vatus and other Brahmacharis, etc. So,
Okay, can I add one thing?
yeah.
No, it shows what we should gift students.
I was about to say that after I thought after
Oh,
completing
okay,
all this,
sorry for no. It's you see, you should not give, nobody's giving them money, nobody's giving them gold, nobody's giving. They are only giving articles that are useful for a student life. You see that, So that is the subtle message Ramayana is telling you is how to appropriately gift. When you're gifting somebody who's in the student life, what you should give them? You should give them books. You should give them pen. You should give them things that will enhance that ability. You should not spoil them with material gifts.
correct. Very correct. That's exactly what I wanted to say after covering all that.
sorry, Bhugaji.
The mental,
I got too excited to jump over.
good. See, not only that.
No, when we said Yajnapavitam, that's where I remembered. Yeah, see, it's very important for them, right?
Correct. Not only that, see, it also shows. See, one who gifts. See, how do you give a gift? Nowadays also, what do? Oh, tomorrow there is a party, so today I go for shopping to maybe Five Below or whatever, Toys R Us or some place, and then you think, oh, how old is he? How dear is he to you? And accordingly, you start putting your analysis or search for a right gift, and you buy it and give it, right? So that means based on the giver's attitude, personality, he picks the gift, right? So that means the givers here are also, they're all tapasvis, right? They're all Mahatmas, yes, Mahayashaha, Mahatmaha, Tapasvinaha, Samsthitaha, right? So Mahamuni. So they are such great people that they give such gifts. If it was another Vaishya, probably, he would have given a different gift. But Yadyadacharati Sreshtaha Tattadevetaro Janaha. Because these Mahamuni, they always set this standard by giving such gifts. Even a Vaishya also would follow similar thing only. Oh, he's a student, let us give him only these things. Right? So, Anya Krishnajinam Pradat Yajnasutram Tathaparaha Kaschit Kamandalum. Somebody else gave Kamandalu because you need Kamandalu also when you're doing Dhyana and Japa. Right? So, Kaschit Kamandalum Pradat Maunjim Anyo Mahamani. There is Maunji. Maunji is another thread that you wear across your tie. You tie it as a waist belt kind of a thing. Maunjim Pradat Maunjim Anyo Mahamani. Another Mahamani gave them Maunji. Brusim Dadau Tatha Chanyaha. So let's say this part also, right? Brusim Dadau Tada Chanyaha.
Brusim Tadau Tadachanyaha
Kuthara Mataro Munihi.
Kutara Marapo Munihi
Kuthara Mataro Munihi.
Kutara Maparo Munihi
Kashaya Mataro Vastram.
Kashaya Mataro Vastro.
Another, other. So each person is giving a different thing, right? Aparaha. So Kashaya Mataro Vastram.
Kashaya Maparo Vastram
Chiramanyo Dadau Munihi.
Chiramanyo Dadau Munihi
Jata Bandhana Manyastu.
Jataman Bandhana Manyastu
Kashtarajum Mudanvitaha.
Kashtarajyam Mudanvita.
So some more how so as Vikramji also pointed, right? Just observe the kind of gifts being given by these rishis to Lava and Kushava. So Anya Brusim, no, Kaschit Kamandalum Pradat Maunji Manyo Mahamanihi over. Now Brusim Dadau Tada Chanyaha. Brusim is another. So as I said, right, when you sit for the dhyana, etc., you generally put multiple layers of your seating. So you might put some first layer of some cotton or something, and on that you would put your darbha thing, and on that you might put your Krishnajanam and set, right? So there are multiple layers. So Brusi is another such asana layer. So Brusim Dadau Tada Cha Anya, another person gave them Brusi. Kutharam Aparo Munihi. Kutharam is another one of these japa related tool kind of a thing, right? I mean a device. Kutharam Aparo Munihi. Kashayam Aparo Vastram. So somebody else gave them Kashaya Vastra. Somebody previously gave Valkalam. Now somebody gave Kashaya Vastra. Kashayam Aparo Vastram. Chiram Anyo Dadau Munihi. Another Muni gave them Chira. So just look at the vocabulary, right? Let's try to remember all this vocabulary. How many types of clothes we call? We started with Valkalam, then somebody gave them Kashayam Vastram. Now Chiram. In South, I think most of us are from South, so we all know Chira, right? Especially Telugu. In Telugu also we say Chira. In Telugu, Chira became a feminine dress, but essentially Chira is a long cloth, which in old days used to be worn by both male and female dresses were almost similar, right? Because the style of draping the sari or dhoti or pancha is the same, because you would put the frills to the center, cover legs. So you would wrap the long cloth around both the legs so that legs can be spread out for various activities, as well as they're covered properly, right? And then you take it and throw it as on the top also as your pallu for women, but it is cut as a vastra yugmam, so that for men they take it as uttariyam. So that long cloth is called chira. So chiram dadau, chiram anyo dadau munihi. Another muni gave them chira cloth. And then Jata Bandhanam Anyastu. So because they are all, nowadays everything has changed. But in the old days, as I said right in the beginning, till you complete your Gurukula study, your all those 12 years of your Gurukulam study, there is no beauty consciousness for a student. So there is no haircut, there is no shaving, there is no beautification of hair, fragrance, perfumes, combing, nothing. So you always tie. And in fact, we have seen even Rama also, like Rama Lakshmana, we have seen when they were going, just as they reach Guha, they applied one of the white sap milk of one of those trees as the what do you call, as the oil kind of thing to their hair, so that it is sticky and the hair becomes locked, mat lock, they call it right there. Hair becomes a tight lock, and after that it doesn't slip anymore. So there is no more worry about combing your hair constantly. You want the hair, you will never tie the hair. Every time I see these women anchors, etc. on TV, they don't tie the hair, it keeps falling, but they want to move it. Keeps falling, they want to move it. So that worry is also not there with this. Once you apply that sap on your hair, it never moves. Not even one strand of hair ever moves, even in a storm of wind. So that is why they apply that, because they don't want to get bothered about these hairstyles and all. So for Vatus, there is something called Jata Bandhanam. Because they have that long hair, what they do is there is a wooden stick kind of a thing. Even women do, right? You put that stick and roll the hair around it. Right? So that is Jata Bandhanam. Jata Bandhanam Anyastu. Kashta Rajju. So that is Kashta, a wooden stick that you give, which is sort of a basis to tie your hair and leave it there. So Jata Bandhanam Anyastu Kashta Rajjum Mudanvitaha. Because they were Muda is delighted. They were so delighted and happy. So somebody else gave their Kashtarajam, Jatabandhanam. Yajnabhandam Rishihi Kaschit. Did we read this? Probably not. Let's read this. Yajnabhandam Rishihi Kaschit.
Yajnabhandam Rishik Kaschit.
Kashtabharam Tatha Paraha.
Kashtabharam Tatha Paraha.
Audumbarim Brusim Anye.
Audumvarim Risi Anye.
Swastiki Chittada Vadan.
Can you say that again?
Swastike Chittada Vadan.
Swastike Chittadavana.
Vadan.
Vadan.
Wow, beautiful. Several people struggle even while reading. Listening and reading also, they will struggle to pronounce. You are Ekasantagrahis. You listen only and repeat. Perfect. Very good. So, still more items that they are gifting. So, Yajnabhandam, Yajnabhanda, right? If you see nowadays also, several people have started to do Yajnakarya at homes, right? So, they have that a vessel in which you put the wood and you light it with ghee and lamb. So that is called Yajna Bhandam. The Bhandam is a vessel. It's a vessel in which you offer, you do the homa. So Yajna Bhandam, Rishihi Kaschit. Somebody else gave him Yajna Bhandam. Kashtabharam Tatha Paraha. Wooden box kind of a thing in which you carry all the samagri, etc. So Kashtabharam Tatha Paraha, like your pencil box, for example. It's a box in which you carry some other things. Likewise, this Kashtabharam is a wooden box kind of a thing in which you keep your yajna related materials. And Audumbarim Brusim Anye, we talked about that Brusi, a seating base wooden seat. So which is made of Audumbari. Audumbari is one of those plants. I do not know botanically what is it today.
Fig. Fig.
Fig.
Fig మా ఇంట్లో కూడా ఉంది అది ఫిగ్ ట్రీ అవుతుంబరి చెట్టు
Audumbari.
Anjeer.
Anjeer. Yeah.
Very good. So Audumbarim Brusim. So the fig trees wood-based seat that somebody else, another Muni, gave. Now, everybody ran out of gifts because everybody wants to give unique gifts, right? So somebody else, Swasti Avadan Kechit. Others, some others have given Swasti Vachanas. Swasti Vachanam is Su Asti is, 1 second, I'm running out of battery. So Su Asti means let good be there. It's called Swasti Vachanam. So hey, good wishes, all the best. May you study well. May you obtain the best of the knowledge. All such good wishes we give to students, right? So Swasti. Swasti kechit tada avadan. Avadan is in plural. Avadat is singular. Avadan is plural. So kechit, others. Just as part of the Sanskritam, right? Kaschit. Kaha is singular. Kaha, kau, ke. Kaschit is someone. Kechit, some others. So kechit avadan swasti. Ayushyam apare prahuhu. Oh, dirghashman bhava. Right? Ayushya vachanam. Ayushyam apare prahuhu. Praha is said again. Aha, avadat, avocha. All these are various, again, forms or various vocabulary, synonyms. Synonym not exactly as an English synonym, which mean the same, but here by function, by the intent of that vachanam, either it is avadat or uchuhu or aha, all these verbs come in past tense. So ayushyam apare prahuhu. Aha is said, prahuhu with good power, with prakrishtena ahuhu prahuhu. Ayushyam apare prahuhu muda. Again, mudanvitaha. So muda, with that delight. Tatra maharshayaha. Other maharshis have blessed them with long life. Ayushyam. Daduscha eva. Did we read this sloka? We didn't probably read this, right? Ayushyamapare prahur.
Ayushyamapare prahur.
Muda tatra maharshayah.
Muda tatra maharshayah.
Daduschaiva varan sarve.
Daduschaiva varan sarve.
Munayas samavadinaha.
Munayas samavadinaha.
So there are some, if you see in these objects that were given also, they are categorized in the Bhashyam. Some of the Rigvedi rishis, they gave some specific items which are used by Rigvedis typically. Some were by Yajurvedis, that Yajnabhandam, some of these were by the Yajurvedi. Now they are saying Samavadinaha. So those who are Samaveda followers, they varan dadau, because their primary work is sing. Right? Samavedam is for musically chanting the Veda. So daduscha eva varan sarve. So evam varan, varaha is not varaha, varaha it is called. Varaha is varam dadau. Varam is boon in a way in English, right? Varan in Bahuvachanam. Varam, Varaha, Varan. They gave boons. Munayaha, Samavadinaha, Samavadi Munis. They gave boons. Now, onwards, this we continue with the Munis. Their expressions. So Ascharyamitamakhyanam.
Ascharyamitamakhyanam.
Munina samprakirtitam.
Munina samprakirtitam.
Param kavinam adharam.
param kavinam
samaptam cha yatha kramam,
samaptayam cha yatha kramam
samaptam cha yatha kramam.
samaptam cha yatha kramam.
So Ascharyam idam akhyanam munina samprakirtitam, by the Muni, means here by Valmiki. By Valmiki, that samprakirtitam, kirtitam, prakirtitam, samprakirtitam. So kirtitam is praised or sung by or chanted by or composed by. Composed by the Muni. Prakirtitam, we say praise prakushta when you want to emphasize that very well done, very well, kind of a upasarga prefix is pra. And then samyak, samyak is perfectly. Samprakirtitam, perfectly, very, absolutely, very well, composed. So samprakirtitam. Munina samprakirtitam akhyanam. Akhyana is the narration. Ascharyam, that too, making it, Ascharyam is awestruck, in fact. If you see, charya, charati, is Ascharyam. One which takes you towards is Ascharyam. Right? That same exactly is in English also. Awestruck, we say. Awestruck. So, Ascharyam idam akhyanam munina samprakirtitam. Param also, or moreover, param kavinam adharam, for several other following successor kavis from then for millennia of our Bharat. For all the kavis, adharam, that became the basis or the benchmark of how best to compose a poem, how best to convey the message of the Vedas without losing it, in spite of any other embellishments that you might do to the story or to description. So, param kavinam adharam samaptam cha yathakramam, and properly concluded, correctly, properly concluded, yathakramam, as per the sequences. Abhigitam idam gitam. Abhigitamidam gitam.
Abhigitamidam gitam.
Sarvagiteshu kovidau.
Sarvagiteshu kovidau.
Ayushyam pushti janakam.
Ayushyam pushti janakam.
Sarvashruti manoharam.
Sarvashruti manoharam.
So they have concluded that, right? And how did they conclude it? Gitam, idam gitam, means the Ramayana is also called a gitam because it is also a song. And just like we say Bhagavad Gita, right? Gita is essentially, in English if you have to say it is song, but anything that is a speech or an expression, a divine expression is Gita. And so it is a Gitam. Ramayana is also a Gitam that way. And that is why we hear later Vasishta Gita also we hear, right? Because there was a big conversation between Vasishta and Sri Rama. So that idam gitam abhigitam was well sung. This song well sung by them. Who are they? Kovidau, they are stalwarts, exponents. Kovidau, in what? Sarva Giteshu, in all possible renditions, songs. Sarva Giteshu Kovidau, idam gitam abhigitam. Ones who are stalwarts in any style of rendition, singing, they have sung this song thoroughly. What kind of Gitam is this? Ayushyam. If we read Ramayana, they say Ayush, our lifespan. We get good life. Ayushyam, long life. Pushti Janakam, and also gives us Pushti, strength, strong, both mental and physical. Because see, how do you get anything? You need some inspiration to get something, right? If you want strength, if you want mental strength, physical strength, all of that, you need some inspiration. You have to look at somebody who has done it and when you listen that, you get inspired and come back. So for example, that is what happens with all our children in America also, right? They watch a movie and then they start playing the same imitation, right? Probably they watch a Batman, and then they start wearing Batman. They start try to jump like a Batman, right? So you derive inspiration when you watch something, when you read something. Likewise, if we read Ramayanam also, we derive inspiration to live long. By Dashavarsa Sahasrani, Dashavarsa Shatani cha, we heard. Oh, Rama lived 11,000. Rama ruled for 11,000 years. I will also live long and rule long. Rama with one hand only 8 feet tall, Rama. So I also want to be tall. I do pull-ups. What are pull-ups, right? So we derive inspiration when we read this. When we read Sundarakanda, you will derive inspiration to jump to the heights, to go beyond your limits, capacity, and perform. So we derive such inspiration, and that is what is being told here. Ayushyam Pushti Janakam, because Rama is strong, Lakshmana is strong, Bharata is strong, so Hanuman is strong, Sugriva is strong. There are only strong characters. There is no weak character. Even the negative characters are strong there. Rama, Ravana, Kumbhakarna, Vibhishana, everybody is strong there. Vali, oh my God. It's all about mighty strong fellows, right? Both on the good and bad sides. So obviously, whether you derive inspiration from that side or this side, you'll only be getting inspiration of strength. So Pushti Janakam, it builds Pushti in us. Nourishment, in fact. Pushti comes from Poshana. So it nourishes us. It builds nourishment in us. What nourishment? Both physical and mental and spiritual. Pushti Janakam, Sarva Shruti Manoharam. And all Vedas, Shruti is Veda. Sarva Shruti Manoharam. So it leads our mind. Harati, Manam, Manaha, Harati, Manohara. When we say Manohara is a name of Krishna or whoever, what does it mean? He is so attractive that he, what is it called? They steal our mind. Or heart stealer. Mind stealer, essentially, Manohara means. So Sarva Shruti Manoharam, it steals our mind towards the essence of all the Vedas, essentially. That is the kind of Gitam that they have sung, Abhigitam. Next, Prashasyamano Sarvatra.
Yeah.
Prashasyamano Sarvatra.
Prashasyamano sarvatra
Kadachit Tatra Gayakau.
kadachit tatra gayakau
Rathyasu Raja Margeshu.
rathyasurashcha margeshu
Rathyasu Raja Margeshu.
rathyasurajya margeshu
Dadarsha Bharatagrajaha.
tadarsha bharathagrajah.
That's all clap once. Because now Bharatagrajaha has really entered in the story. Not in the third person, not in the other flashbacks, but now directly. Who is Bharata? Bharatam Bharatagrajaha. We read several times like that, right? Bharata is how lucky he is that Rama is several times referred as Bharatagrajaha. Just as Lakshmana is referred as Rama Anuja. Ramasya Anuja is Lakshmana. Ramanujacharya, when we say, is essentially is the name of Ramasya Anuja. Likewise, Bharata is also lucky that Rama is called several times as Bharatagrajaha, Bharata's brother, elder brother. So, Prashasyamano, again, we heard that adjective even before, right? Such praiseworthy, those two, Sarvatra, everywhere they used to go and keep singing this. Kadachit, once among those several times, Kadachit, once upon a time, not once upon a time, one of those times, Rathyasu, Ratham yatra prachalati, tad Rathyasu. So that means narrow roads, like our typical 30 feet road or 60, 40 feet road, whatever, right? These narrow residential roads. Kadachi, on those roads they used to sing That means in residential areas. Rajamargeshu, on the highways, on the freeways, right? On I-5, on I-85 also sometimes, on I-95, I-20. Everywhere they used to go and keep singing this, right? So, kadachit, one of those times when they were singing on these Rajamargeshu, Dadarsha Bharatagrajaha, Rama, Bharatagraja, Dadarsha, he observed it, he saw them. Why? Because Rama also would go in, see, in our old times, rulers also used to go in mufti. What is it called? They would go in disguise. If they would walk into the society, listen, observe what people are doing. It is not spying, but it is to know to collect first-hand feedback of the society, first-hand issues, or good feedback also, right? So for that sake, they used to walk into society to listen and to observe what is going on. They say even Krishna Deva Raya, he used to do that. He used to walk around into some rural sabhas or rural night entertainments, because during the night entertainments is when people talk gossips and all. That's when they collect most of the commonly spoken information issues are realized by the rulers or by spies, call them, or not spies, call them intelligence agents. So likewise, Rama also, once he was going on these highways, that's when he saw these two singing and there was a big crowd, and he observed and he was so impressed. So, Rathyasu Rajamargeshu Dadarsha Bharatagrajaha. Then, next sloka, let's read. Svaveshmachani yatataha.
7:30
a.m. 404, somebody on phone, talking to somebody else, I think. Svaveshmachani yatataha.
Svaveshchayan.
Svaveshma chaniya tataha. Svaveshmachani yatataha. Chani yatataha. Wait, what are they? Svaveshma. Bhratarau sakushilavau. Pujayamasa pujarhau. Ramashatru nibarhanaha. I think this I'm just occurred to me. Starting from Valmiki, he never says Rama just one word. He always puts another adjective, another qualifier to Rama. I mean, he cannot just call Rama as just Rama. Probably, if we see that reverence quality is what is come into our culture, especially in the north. If we see,
meeting होती आमची. Oh my God. Actually,
Whoever has the host permission can mute them. Do you have permission to
meeting? Yeah, I think कटकट चाले घरातली. खरंच घरातली कटकट आहे साली. Bloody bullshit.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
It's the bloody bullshit. खरंच घरात चाललंय ते.
Okay, I mute him. Luckily, Google Meet gave me the ability to mute him. He's, I think, frustrated with something. Somebody is not able to enjoy Ramayana. So what was I saying? The culture of not calling by first name or not calling by name, but calling, if nothing, by relationship, or if with a better adjective or a better quality. Vatsa, for example. We never say directly Lava, come here. No, we say, hey, Vatsa. The Lava meaning not our Lavaji, that boy Lava. Likewise, we never refer, even the wife in the north, they never refer the wife also by name. They say the son's mother, Ramuki Ma or Sirika Ma. And likewise, they also say, oh, Sirika Pita, Sirika Bap, whatever, right? So, I think this culture of not directly recalling by name, first name, is there right from our Ramayana. Valmiki also can never, out of his reverence, can never just say Rama. He will always qualify Rama Shatruni Barhana, Rama Satya Parakrama, Rama, whatever, right? So many adjectives he keeps giving. So that is one good quality we should learn. Calling by first name versus calling with, if nothing, a relation name or a qualifier adjective. And that in fact gives us the artistic romantic expression also, because sometimes, let us say, even if when we talk to our spouses, hey beautiful one, just say that. Hey, why not? Don't directly call by the name. Hey Sundari, hey beautiful one, hey macho. If the wife has to call the husband, right? Call it and look for a different adjective each time. Or if that is like my brother-in-law, he always wants to tease my sister. He thinks my sister is, whereas we all know she's a very docile girl, but he thinks she's a very fierce. So he calls her. But this is sarcastically calling the opposite name. But whatever, he doesn't directly call by the name. Each time he calls Shanta or Prema, he will call sometimes. So likewise, I think let us have that adjective of trying to call with a different adjective, different quality, different relationship-based name each time, than directly calling the first name. Let's try it, practice it. So, Rama Shatru Nibarhanaha, Saha Ramaha Shatru Nibarhanaha, Svaveshma. Veshma means your residence, your abode. Svaveshma, to his own house. Svaveshma cha aniya. Aniya is anayati, brings. So he brought those two because he heard them there. He was so pleased. So Saha Shatru Nibarhanaha Ramaha Tataha, from there, Kushilavau Svaveshma Aniya, having brought them to his home or to his palace. Svaveshma cha Aniya, what did he do? See, Pujayamasa, he worshipped them. If you say worship, if you translate puja as worship, it will sound a bit too impractical or too, not too formal, right? But puja is nothing but expressing your gratitude, or expressing your happiness, or expressing your whatever are your feelings unto that person, toward that person, expressing them through certain activities. If you like them, you want to give them the best seat. You want to take them to the best room. You want to give them the best clothes, best fragrance, best water, best juice, best dress, right? Best food. If you like somebody, you adore somebody, you want to give the best that you have to them, right? Essentially offering the best that you have to somebody that you like, adore, respect, love, whatever, right? All of those activities are called puja. That's all. Even the puja that we do daily in our prayer, in our puja mandir also, is nothing but those things only. The best that you have, you are trying to offer. But most of the times, in its place, Akshatam Samarpayami. But whatever, we still want to offer the best that we have. Right? So that is our culture. No, age doesn't matter. Rama is already a Chakravarti. He's already the king, the ruler then, and elderly person, worshipped and praised by an entire world. Such Rama, Pujayamasa, these two kids, Areva, how well you have sung. So he brought them, he made them sit in the best place. He gave them good drink. He gives them everything best that he had. That is called Pujayamasa. Why? Pujar how arhata asti. Puja arhata asti of those two kids. So pujarhau, so pujayamasa. Then let's continue. We'll complete this sarga quickly. A few minutes, yeah. Asina kanchani divye
Asina Kanchani Divye
sacha simhasane prabhu
Sacha Simhasane
prabhu
Prabhu
upopavishta sachivaihi
Upo Vavishta Sachivai.
bhratrubhischa paramtatah
Can you say that again?
bhratrubhischa paramtatah
Bhratrubhishcha Patripah Param.
very good. Bhratrubhischa paramtatah. So asinaha kanchani divye sacha simhasane prabhu. Saha prabhu, Rama is prabhu. Saha prabhu divye kanchane simhasane cha asinaha. So he sat in the divya, the divine, magnificent golden simhasanam, the golden seat of his Prabhu. And upopavishtaha. Upavishtaha, we all know, right? Upavisha, uttishta. We do that in Shakha. Upavishtaha, seated. Who are seated? Upavishtaha. Upopavishtaha. Upavishtaha. Nearby. Who? Sachivaihi. So he was surrounded by Upavishtaha. Means he was near, others have sat nearby him. So it was not a very formal meeting kind of a thing, sabha, where the seats are too far away. It's an oval desk in the White House, they say, right? The white oval desk, long oval desk, where all cabinet secretaries are around it, far away. It's not like that. They're nearby. They have sat nearby. By who sat nearby? Who? By Sachivaihi, by his secretaries, all his mantris and all, right? Sachivaihi and Bhratrubhihi and his brothers. So along with his secretaries and brothers sitting very close by him, Parantapaha. So Saha Parantapaha Prabhu Kanchana Divye Kanchane Simhasane Sachivaihi Bhratrubhischa Upopavishtaha Asinaha. That is how that sentence Anvaya of that shloka. Then Drishtva Turupa Sampannau
दृष्ट्वा तु रूपसम्पन्नौ
Vavubhau Niyatastada
तावुभौ नियतस्ततः
Uvacha Lakshmanam Ramaha
उवाच लक्ष्मणो रामः
Shatrughnam Bharatam Tatha.
शत्रुघ्नं भरतं तथा.
So now everybody is seated. Those two are also already given all the services, and so now Lava and Kusha are there. Rama is here, surrounded by his brothers and other secretaries, mantris, etc. Now, Drishtva to Rupa Sampannau. So now looking at them, having seen those two, Rupa Sampannau, so beautifully, that beautiful two handsome Lava and Kusha. Drishtau Ubhau, those two, Rupa Sampannau Drishtva, Dekhke, having seen them, Niyataha, and Rama is now again praised here as Niyataha, one who is disciplined, punctual, Niyataha Tada. So that means he didn't waste much time now. That's why Niyataha, punctual. Doesn't waste time like me with several digressions into other things, but Niyataha. Niyatastada, Uvacha, he said. What did he say? And whom did he say? Lakshmanam, Shatrughnam, Bharatam. He looked at his three brothers and Uvacha, he said. Rama first opens his statement now. Rama's first sentence we are listening in Ramayanam as such. Because that's what I said, right? Ramayanam, and that's exactly what said. Kavinam Adharamha. Right? For all poets, for all story writers, for all performers, Ramayanam is the benchmark. Ramayanam is the inspiration, consciously or unconsciously, across the world. Okay, Why? Because even including that screenplay, so if you see the screenplay, the best screenplays of any artistic movie is where you start in the present, then take the story into flashback, right? That's how the story is also happening and is also presented. The screenplay of Ramayanam is also like that. It is starting with Lava and Kushya. Valmiki first teaches them. They now go and they are singing this everywhere. Rama hears it. Rama brings them to his palace. And now they are singing Ramayana, and Rama is listening to his own story, getting into flashback. See the beautiful screenplay. That's the screenplay across the world. Whether you take the best Titanic story movie, whether you take the best, any of these movies, best movies, they start in present, get into flashback. Ramayanam is the source of all of that screenplay. So what did he say, Vacha? What did he say? Let us read it. Shruyatamidamakyanam. Who's saying?
It should be Lena.
Lina. Shruyatamidamakyanam.
श्रूयतामिदमाख्यानम्
Shruyatamidamakyanam. Anayo devavarchaso.
अन्नयो देववच्चसो
Shruyatamidamakyanam anayordevavarchasoh.
श्रूयतामिदमाख्यानम् वनयो देववच्चसो
Ityuktva sadrukau tautu.
इत्युक्त्वा सदृशौ तौ तु
Gayakau tavuvachah.
गायकौ ताववच्चसः
Vichitraर्थpadam. Gayakau tavuvachah.
गायकौ ताववच्चः
Gayakau tavuvachah.
गायकौ ताववच्चः
Vichitraर्थpadam samyak.
विचित्रार्थपदं सम्यक्
Gayantau samachodayat.
गायन्तौ समचोदयत्.
So, what was Rama's first speech? We should all remember that speech. I mean, nothing great, but first sentence of Rama's active voice that is coming in Ramayana, right? So, Shruyatam, Rama himself is saying his very first word of Rama's speech in Ramayana that we hear is Shruyatam. Listen, may you listen. That's what he's saying. Of course, he's saying it to Lakshmana, Bharata, and Shatrughna, but in a way, he's telling us, listen, Shruyatam, to what? Listen to what? Idam Akhyanam. Shruyatam idam Akhyanam. Listen to this narration. Anayoho. Whose narration? Anayoho is in Vivachanam. Unto these two, of these two, what kind of these two? Devavarchasoho. They are like divine splendor or divine appearance. Deva Varchas. Varchas is, what is that? Appearance, if I should say. That's too little intense word. But Deva Varchaso. So those who are looking like divine gods. So Deva Varchasoho Anayoho Idam Akhyanam Shruyatam. That's all. Only one sentence. One line of Sri Rama. I think that should be our first commandment to all of us. And we have been doing it now. Since Sri Ramanavami this year, we have been listening. He told us Shruyatam. So let us hereafter every day read and study Ramayana. So Shruyatam idam akhyanam anayoho devavarchasoho ityuktva. Having said that, tau sadrushau gayakau. So he looked at them, sadrushau, look-alike twins. And they are look-alike twins. So sadrushau, because there are some who are not look-alike twins, right? They don't look alike. There are some like that. But these two are sadrushau. Tau sadrushau gayakau. And they are singers. Tau uvachaha. And now they started singing. What? Vichitrartha padam. We saw Vichitra Artha Padam. So Artha, the story told with padas, with words. And they have to be vichitra. Every time it has to be a new word. You can't keep repeating the same word over and over, because that means you ran out of vocabulary or you don't have sufficient vocabulary. So you should always imply it with yet another meaning, with yet another qualifier, with yet another adjective, with yet another description, so that every time it makes you inquisitive, interesting to read it further. So that is the intent of a kavi, of a poet. So vichitrartha padam samyak gayantau. So they are now started singing. It is in continuous tense. Samyak gayantau sama chodayat, achodayat, prachodayat, we say, right? So may it stimulate or may it trigger. Achodayat, may it prerana. What is it called? Achodayat is chodayat. Chodanam is inspire. May it inspire. Prachodayat means. So here achodayat means it is past tense. So they have inspired. Gayam tau, with their singing, they have inspired vichitrartha padam. They have stimulated, or they have given you, they made you think of various words and what does it mean in this context, what does it mean in that context. So that is what is achodayat here. Samyak achodayat, samachodayat, sam achodayat, samachodayat. They inspires you thoroughly, perfectly. Tau chapi madhuram raktam.
Tau chapi madhuram raktam.
Svanchitayata niswanam.
Svanchitayata nishwanam.
Tantrilaya vadatyartham.
Tantrilaya vadattatyam.
Atyartham.
Vadatyartham.
Vadatyartham. Correct. Vishrutarthamaгаyatam.
Vishrutarthamagayata.
So how are they singing? Taucha api, again the same qualifiers that we studied before. Madhuram, very melodious. Raktam, involving you deeply. Swanchita ayata niswanam. So ayata is alapana. So with nice alapana. Alapana is long musical rending. Instead of just saying, for example, the same thing. If we read this, Tauchapi madhuram raktam swanchitayasta niswanam versus Tauchapi madhuram raktam swanchitayata niswanam. Now this is a little alap is there, right? Instead of just reading it, there is an alap when we are singing it. So that ayata is that alap, giving it alap. Niswanam. Swanam is with good voice. Niswanam. And how was it? And how are they singing? Tantri layavat. They, as if tantri, that string, veena or tambura, tanpura. So tantri layavat, with as if there is a tantri laya along with the ting. That's how the tambura plays, right? Tantri layavat atyartham vishrutam. So the meaning vishruta is in detail, or in detail, in elaborate detail, elaborate, and atyartham, the spirit or the original meaning, also in complete sense. Agayatam, they sang. So they sang Vishrutartham, elaborate meaning, and Atyartham, and the best of the meaning. Best meaning is also sung by them. Hladayat sarva gatrani. I think there is only 2 more slokas. We'll be done with. We'll be done 3 more slokas. Let's complete it. Hladayat sarva gatrani.
Hladayat sarvagatrani.
Manansi hridayani cha.
Manansi hridayani cha.
Shrotrashrayat sukham geyam.
Shrotrachayat sukham.
Shrotrashraya.
Sotrashraya.
Shrotrashraya sukham geyam.
Shotra क्षयशुखं गेयम्
Tadbabhau jana samsadi.
तद्भवो जनसंसदि
Hladayat. Hlada is that delight, joy. That from that root Hlada only comes Prahlada, my daughter's name, Ahlada. So Hladayat gives delight, gives that joy. Hladayat Sarvagatrani, not only to heart, Sarvagatrani to all organs. Means what? That is called Romanchana. For example, how do hands delight? Heart delights, we understand. When heart delights, how various organs respond? Goosebumps, right? That's how hands, skin, goosebumps. And then eyes, tears come out. And heart, either is fast beating or slow beating, right? And so every organ is responding like that. Sarvagatrani hladayat, they express the joy. And manansi, minds, hridayani, heart, cha, all body organs, the heart, the mind, all of them were delighted of each of them, of each of the audience there. By who? Shrotrashraya. Shrotra, ears, Ashraya. Those who took the refuge or those who took the means of listening. That means the audience. Shrotrashrayaha are the audience there. Of them, Sukham. It gave happy, it made them happy. Gayam, this song of theirs, gave them all this delight and made them happy. Tat babho. So all these organs and all, babho means it became. Abhavat. Bhavati, that's past tense is babho. So the heart, mind, all organs of all the wanting to listen, that means audience, there, Jana Samsadi, in that meeting, in that informal meeting of Rama, his secretaries, ministers, and his brothers, of everybody there, everybody's organs and heart and mind were pleased and delighted with their singing. So Imau Muni, so this is a different chandas. Imau Muni Parthiva Lakshananvitau.
Imau Muni Parthiva Lakshananvitau
Kushilavau Chaiva Mahatapasvinau.
Kushilavau Chaiva Mahatapasvinau
Mamapi Tadbhuti Karam Prachakshate.
Mamapi Tarbhutikaram Prachakshate
Abba Mahanubhavam Charitam Nibodhata.
Mahanubhavam Charitam Vibodhita Vibodhata.
Nibodhata. Very good, very good. Definitely, you have, you are not just a kid. You are, how old are you, Panya?
I'm 10.
10. Plus, at least, even if one birth we take past, you would have lived 80 years, then I'm guessing 90 years, let us say. You are 100 years old at a minimum. Otherwise, it is not easy. You have been practicing it in those 80 years so well that you are just listening and repeating. Super, super, super. So, Imau means again dual vivachanam. So, unto those Kushilava, like our Leena and Prajna here, both who just listen and repeat. Leena, how old are you? You are also probably 100 or so. 100-year-old girls we have. Wow, beautiful. At least 100-year-old. It could be long, much more longer, because we don't know how many more lives before that you have been practicing this. 100 years, when I say, is not of your entire lifespan. 100 years at least of Ramayana, Sanskritam related experience. You would have had much more longer lives, of course, enjoying many more things, learned several more things. But in this case, beautiful. Chiranjeeva, long life. Imau Muni, of these two Munis, Muni is also Divachanam. Imau Muni Parthiva Lakshananvitau. So Lakshana Anvitau, they are adorned by these Lakshanas, by these characters. What characters? Two characters are described here of Lava and Kusha. Muni, one is they are dressed like Muni. Parthiva. Parthiva is Prithvi's lord, is Parthiva. Parthiva means king. So they are looking like princely and Muni, dressed like Muni, but by body structure, but by their standing, gaze and look and all, they are like princely. And by dress and that hair lock and tantri, all of this thing, they are looking like Muni Vesha. So Muni Parthiva Lakshananvitau Imau Kushilavau Cha and Mahatapasvinau. They also look like Mahatapasvinau. Otherwise, this long Ramayana, how did they memorize? We are struggling to memorize 100 slokas of the first chapter itself. And they have memorized the entire Ramayana and they have given so many performances, not one or two or three. Because we heard in Rathyasu, Rajamargeshu cha, in residential localities and on highways as well. On highways, wherever there is a rest area on I-5, on I-95. Wherever there is a rest area, they have a booth there. They sing there. And that's it. All cars stop by, they're only listening to them. Their wife will be saying, hey, let's go home. See how well they are singing. They're all stuck there, having one more Coke, having one more bowl of popcorn, and listening and relishing. Such was their thing. So Mahatapasvinau and Mamapi Tadbhutikaram Prachakshyate. Bhutikaram, Bhuti is Vibhuti, we say. Vibhuti is all the wealth. Bhutikaram, one that produces Bhuti, one that generates wealth. Bhutikaram. Mamapi Bhutikaram Prachakshyate. This looks like, for me also it is giving the Bhuti. Is saying, Rama himself is saying, hey, for me also this looks like is going to generate wealth. Means going to generate me that immense joy and all of that. Mamapi tad bhutikaram prachakshyate mahanubhavam charitam nibodhata. See the beauty of this Ramayanam composition style. In fact, and that's what all of our literature also, Bharatiya literature. The character doesn't know himself, meaning he is not conscious that, oh, I am Rama, so I cannot say Mamapi Bhutikaram Pratakshate. And he is saying Mahanubhavam Charitam. Hey, listen to the great man's story. Rama is saying, knows very well that they are singing the story of Rama, but he is saying, hey, listen to the great man's story. Rama, Bharata Lakshmana, so he says, Pratakshate Mahanubhavam Charitam Nibodhata. We study it, listen it and study it. Nibodhata. Last sloka, let us read it. Tatastutau Rama vacha prachoditau.
Tatastutau Rama vacha prachoditau.
Agayatam marga vidhana sampada.
Agayatan marga vidhan sampada.
Vidhana sampada.
Vidhana sampada.
Sachapi Rama parishadgata shanaihi.
Sachapi Rama parishadgata sannaihi.
Shanaihi, shanaihi.
Shanaihi.
Bubhushaya saktamana babhuvaha. Bubhushaya sakta
Bubhushaya sakta
mana babhuvaha.
mana babhuvaha.
So tataha tu, after that Rama statement, after that, tataha tau Rama vachaha prachoditau. Because they were also, hey, if the king is praising us and telling others, hey, listen how well these guys are going to sing the great story of the great person. Hey, let us listen. If the king himself is saying that, now how they want to lift their collar and do all this, right? Because these two. So, tathatau Rama vachaha prachoditau. By Rama's statement, prachoditaha, inspired by Rama's praising, inspired by Rama's direction to everybody that is around him, asking them to listen to this, inspired by them. Marga vidhana sampada. Vidhanam is policy. by the according to as per the policy or as per the protocol. Marga Vidhana Sampada Agayatam. See, Marga is also about Sangita Marga. There is one of the Sangita style, Akhada, no, not Akhada, what does it say? Gharana. That's the Urdu word. But likewise, Marga is one of the styles of music rendition. So, Marga Vidhana Sampada Agayatam. Of one of this Marga Sampradaya of Sangita, they have Agayatam. They, by inspired by Rama's speech, they have now started singing it in Marga Vidhana Sampada. Sachapi Saha Ramaha. Sachapi Ramaha Parishadgataha. One who is in the Parishad. Parishad is the assembly there of all these munis and all, of all his Sachivas and brothers. Parishadgataha Ramaha Saha Chapi Shanaihi. Slowly, gradually, Bubhushaya Babhuva, Asaktamanaha Babhuva. So all of them, along with Rama, Bubhushaya, Bhushanam is decoration. So Bubhushaya, by this well decorated singing, which means well ornamented singing of Kusha and Lava, they are all Asaktamanaha. Asaktamanaha. Asakti Manaha Yasya Asti Saha Asakta Manaha. All of them were curious or eager to enjoy and listen. Everybody became eager to enjoy by listening to it. Babhuvaha. Let's all repeat this. Ityarshe Srimad Ramayane
Srimad Ramayane
Valmikiye Adi Kavye
Adikavye
Balakande
Balakande
Chaturtha Sargaha.
Chaturtha Sargaha.
Now, if you see this book, Aditaha Shlokaha Vimshatyadika Dvishatam. So from the beginning so far, it is 220 shlokas we have covered. That's what it means. Aditaha, from the beginning, we have covered, so we have read so far 220 shlokaha. Okay, we'll say Shanti Mantra and stop recording here. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.